What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? All right, guys. So look, this topic is a big one because it's very divisive. You know, people will always have opinions on this one. People get emotional about it. People have very different opinions on it. Why do men cheat? Why the hell do men cheat? This is what we're going to talk about today, and we're going to go into it in as much detail as we possibly can. Just, to try and understand what goes on in a person's head. What is it that brings a person to the point where they think, all right, okay, I'm going to cheat. It's never an accident, all right? Let's start right there. Never an accident. Every time I hear somebody say, oh, it was an accident, it makes me laugh. I mean, you sat there, you planned this, you got into your car, you drove, you booked a hotel. Come on. Nobody cheats by accident. Let's be honest. All right. It happens, I suppose, on very rare occasions, but let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, it's very premeditated. And we think about it. We know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. Now, the problem here, I think, with the whole cheating topic, and the reason why people can never be totally honest from the get-go, is the fact that I think it's approached very wrong. Because first of all, the only time that you want to bring it up is when somebody has actually cheated on you. It's a bit late. You're having that conversation very late when you have it after somebody has cheated, because at that point they're on the back foot. At that point, they can't even be totally forthright and honest with you. They have to just sit there and look sheepish. They have to sit there and look apologetic. Just, hang their heads down and, mea culpa. That's the reality of this whole thing at that point in time. But also, I think the term cheating, all right, always implies that it's a bad thing, all right? It is a bad thing, but what I'm saying is you are now the accused the moment the question says, why do you cheat? Why did you cheat? We want to talk about what goes on in a person's mind. What is it that they're thinking at that moment when they say, I'm going to go ahead and do this? Because I'll tell you this, so many people, when they're going through that, their heads are not saying, I'm cheating. Their heads are saying, I'm taking an opportunity. They're able to be very politically correct about it in their heads. So, every time I speak to a guy about the moment that they've cheated, whether they've cheated as a once-off thing or if they've cheated and had a relationship with somebody, the big thing that always comes up is, I thought I could get away with it. I thought I could get away with it. I thought it was harmless. I thought at the time that it would just be my little secret with whoever it is that I'm cheating with. So right there at the top of the list, we have to admit that the fact that guys tend to get away with it when they cheat is the reason why guys think they can cheat. We really do. Now, I think let's break it down then. Let's go into the details. Let's go into, first of all, what constitutes cheating, all right? Is flirting cheating? Is it? When somebody starts having a conversation on social media and then they creep into the DM, and from the DM, the conversation then moves to WhatsApp, moves to whatever the case might be. At that point in time, even though you know that what you're doing is wrong, you've got yourself convinced that you are not cheating. So let me ask you, what do you think? When you do that, do you consider that cheating? And I'm talking everybody now. Do you think that you are cheating when you start flirting with somebody on social media, on the DM, on WhatsApp, on whatever the case might be? Do you think that you are cheating? Here's my opinion, all right? I know for a fact that if you don't want your partner to see it, it is cheating. My opinion. All right. So the moment you would be totally uncomfortable with your partner seeing it, just know that to a certain extent, there's dishonesty there, which then means you are actually cheating. Now, I tried to sort of go into this and philosophize it and think to myself, okay, cool. When a guy cheats, in truth, when a guy cheats, it's because, one, he's sitting there and it's going to validate him. It's going to make him feel like more of a man. And that's a societal issue more than it is a human issue. All right? When I am able to get this beautiful woman to agree to share intimacy with, it makes me feel there's a certain sense of achievement. I feel like the richest man in the world when that moment happens. These are realities. These are the things that go on in a guy's head. So this is why you'll find, and I've heard this so many times, you'll find a guy who is at his lowest in terms of finances, in terms of whatever, turning around and cheating. Because he's just trying to regain his manhood. He's trying to feel better about himself, trying to feel better about the fact that he's failing as a man. So he sits there and says, I'm going to try, and it's probably not even a conscious thought, but you sit there and you just feel so much better about yourself because you've managed to get this beautiful woman to agree to being intimate with you. It's a reality that a lot of men face. It's a reality that a lot of us, I think, face. We want to be validated. But I think it's slightly different between the genders because here's a lady. Ladies, let's be perfectly honest, you get a lot more approaches. You get a lot more people just kind of saying, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, guys trying to get with you to the point where for you, it's kind of a norm. It's very novel for us. It's very unusual. It's very rare. But I want to ask a different question. Ladies, how do you feel when you try to approach a guy and he rebuffs you and says, no, thank you? All right, I think for now, it's a great time to just go through to the streets and hear what it is that people have to say. Let's hear some opinions, and then we'll come back and pick up on this topic afterwards.
Yeah, I think men cheat because of we want different things from different women. I think it's not a problem because of men cheat. I think they cheat because of they want to satisfy their own hungers. We are satisfying our own hungers through money, through satisfaction, whereby a lady has a nice body, and then some want yellow bones, someone, because of you can't get that from one woman. So it's highly impossible to get that from one woman. So I think they cheat because of they want different things from different women. But one thing that I can tell is that men love, they have love. We can love one woman, but we can cheat at the same time, which is a good thing. I think it's a good thing because of, we're satisfying our own hungers.
I think men cheat because there are so many beautiful girls. So it's very hard for a man to be satisfied, especially nowadays in the economic situation that we're in. Like most men, they don't have money and all those things. So women tend to look down on them. So they tend to go for other women who will accept them as they are. So I think that's the reason most men cheat. They just want a woman who will accept them the way they are instead of the women running after the money that they have.
The reason why men cheats, we don't get enough. And it's not easy for us to be satisfied easily. And another thing, I think we are greedy here. We want more and more and more. Anything that we see, it's so easy for us to be attracted to that thing. And it's so easy just to throw anything. So that's why we cheat. We want more and more and more. We don't get enough. Same as them, they are cheating on us. Because they also don't get enough. It's not easy to satisfy them. And I think so. Because even a married man cheats. So I don't know. I don't understand why exactly. What's the reason?
So everybody cheats.
Everybody cheats, of course. Because I think even life is cheating on us also. So, so that's why I'm saying, everything's cheating here. I don't know, but
Nice one.
Yes, mister. As for me, that's why I'm not in a relationship, because I was hate. Deeply hate. Yeah. That's why it's been 3 years. I'm just doing my things because anything is cheating. Anything that I see here, it's a lie. So you can say you love me, or you can say I adore whatever that I do to you, but still, I don't think for me it satisfies me. I think you must act on what you are saying than just spitting something that you're not acting on it. So yeah, I think so. They're just saying love, 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 but there's nothing like that. So I don't think so.
Welcome back, folks. Phew, interesting opinions out there in the street. Listen, I think if there's one thing that I saw and that I'm always picking up is the fact that relationships really are unique and they're always different. As a result, if you go and take advice from your friends, from your family, from your cousins, from whoever, you're going to get very different opinions, and those will be sort of informed by those people's experiences. So ideally, what you want to actually do is bring in the advice of a relationship expert. All right? So often, I mean, if you want financial advice, you go to a financial advisor. If you want relationship advice, go to a relationship advisor. Somebody who's been able to actually just look at this topic objectively. They've been able to sit there and study it and understand it without sort of bringing in their own emotions, without bringing in their own personal experiences. Make your relationship a priority and seek advice outside. Now, I want to ask a question, and I think it's a crucial one. For you, is cheating a deal breaker? And I know it sounds obvious, doesn't it? But the reality is, how many times have you heard of somebody catching somebody cheating, their partner cheating? They go through the whole thing. They go through the investigation, they tapping phones, they're doing whatever. And then right at the end, after they found that this person is indeed cheating, they don't leave them. They do nothing. It's almost like, I love giving the example, that it's like a private investigator, it's like an investigator, a cop. Detective goes out there, searches a case and whatnot, and then after finding that here's the guilty party, they go, you're guilty. And then they don't arrest them. It carries no consequence. The question then that I bring up is it possible that we always speak about cheating as being a deal breaker because it's a societal thing? It's what we've kind of been conditioned into thinking. Whereas the reality is, in my mind, people can sit there and look and say, but this person is a good boyfriend. He's a good lover in every other way. You know, he's 98% good. The 2% is him going out and cheating. Do you leave this person because of the 2%? It's just a question that I want to get your opinion on. You know, there's many. There's. When you think about it, do you think that cheating is inherited? Do you think that a person can't change who they are? You know, perhaps this person grew up seeing cheaters all around. You've got an uncle and a cousin and a whatever all around you who cheat. You know that he's got this girlfriend, and you got to pretend with each one of them that they're the only one. So it just becomes a norm. It becomes something that's kind of normal in your head, and you grow up and you've been conditioned into thinking this is what men do. Or can this be changed? Can it be changed? I mean, I think about this from a perspective of the devastation that often happens when somebody cheats in a relationship. The way that you feel, the way that you're made to feel, you know, a lot of people's self-esteem get eroded when they get cheated on. A lot of people's self-worth, they sit there and start thinking, maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I'm the problem. I've always wanted to, I put this up and I say this all the time, that never ever think that somebody's cheating is actually a reflection of you. And we do this. It's a human error. It's something that we always do. We sit there and think, maybe if I was taller, maybe if I was shorter, maybe if I was thicker, maybe if I was slender, whatever the case might be. There's a lot more to it than that. You've got to know and understand the psychology of cheating. You've got to understand what it is that prompts this person to do the things that they do. And it isn't about you. It's very rarely about you and about how you treat him and how you treat yourself in the relationship. So we need to get that out of our heads immediately, all right? It's never about you when somebody cheats on you. there's a lot that we can talk about. There's so much that we can actually go into. There's so much more. I'd like for us to keep this conversation wide open because there's really just, let's continue the conversation in the topics. Here's another one, just a thought. Can polygamy or open relationships actually solve cheating? Think about this one. I read something quite funny just the other day where a lady sat there and thought to herself, okay, look, I can see that this man is always out there, he wants more. He wants more, he wants more. So I'm going to agree to him, my husband, having 2 other women that I know about, and I'm going to be okay with this. I'll agree to it. I'll rubber stamp it. And guess what? Guy went and slept with number 3. And the reality is, it speaks to perhaps the psychology of cheating. It speaks to the fact that maybe it's the forbidden that people tend to enjoy. Is it normal? Is it natural? Is it part of who we are? And if so, does this mean that we at some point need to start accepting the fact that I won't always be the only one in this person's life and in this person's heart? There's a lot of conversations that we could continue to have. I'd love to, please guys, add your opinions down here in the comments section and let's keep this conversation going. I think there's so much more that we're gonna delve into. We're probably going to be able to come back and revisit this topic, do some more around this topic, bring in a psychologist, bring in, people that'll just give us a bit more insight from their educated perspectives. It's a big topic, this, and I know we're not going to exhaust it, probably ever. But my 2 cents on this, I'll always say that I reckon there's going to be a lot of things that go on in one's head when it comes to being cheated on. We need to find a way to put ourselves in that position. How many times have you heard of a guy that has cheated multiple times, been caught multiple times? He gets cheated on once and he's like, I'm out. And he wants to leave. That says to me there's a lack of empathy there. Because surely if you've been cheating, you've got to know and understand what goes on in a person's mind when they cheat. Obviously, I can flip this around and say, for him, he knows his deal breakers. He knows his worth. He knows what he's willing to accept and not willing to accept, whereas the other person perhaps isn't. There's a lot that we can delve into as far as the conversation of cheating. But I think the most important thing here is always make your relationship your own, meaning don't just be upset and be offended because that's the norm, because it's what's expected of you. Maybe for some, they've kind of accepted that, you know what? Even if I leave this person who has cheated on me, there's probably somebody out there who's worse, who's going to cheat more, who's going to do a lot of other worse things. So better the devil I'm with than the devil I don't know out there. Who knows? Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been absolutely amazing. There's going to be so much more of this. We're going to have a lot more of these conversations. So please like, subscribe, and share. Share with your friends. Bring them into the conversation, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.